once, and then it got on something else, and now it's called the Kewl Aid Chronicles. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah, you ain't got no sugar in it.
This is
But that's
not
good.
normal.
Okay, the thing that I wanted to talk about.
There's no topics.
When you asked about the topic, then I
You
said
said just bring one.
Oh no, I said that because I was
you
just
didn't
like,
get it. I didn't say that. Then I went off on her.
Oh. Yes, I did. Caucasian person
Okay,
calling
yeah.
on the cops again.
Okay. So, there's no city you may have heard or are aware of. There's been this I said the word proliferation. Yeah, is that the word?
Oh, 8 syllables in that. You gotta work.
Of incidences where Caucasian people have been calling the cops on African Americans for various reasons of them just doing sort of normal things. There was an incident where everybody knows the Starbucks incident. There was an incident where, was it Yale University?
Yes.
Where a young woman who had been studying and apparently fell asleep in the common area of the dormitory. She got the cops called on her by a young lady who felt like she was perfectly within her right to do this.
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? I had a question about that because did you see in the story where it said the lights were out?
No, I didn't see that.
That's what in the article I read. And I was like, okay, so why is the lights out?
Oh, because it probably was a motion detector.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying?
Because I was like, okay, because then they said the Caucasian young lady could turn the lights on, and that's when she saw her. And I was like, well, what was she doing with the lights out if it was a common area? Okay,
It
but
was
go ahead.
probably
So it's probably motion detector.
Okay, yeah. Because they never really showed the area. They only showed where her apartment was, her proving that she could go in there by opening her apartment door. There was the other incident of, what other accident? The Starbucks, the girl.
Well, recently there was Airbnb.
The Airbnb. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I saw like half of the article. I didn't know exactly what the circumstances were. There was some black people moving into a new apartment.
No. They were film students, and they got an Airbnb for the weekend.
No. This is a separate incident where people are moving into an apartment.
Oh.
And they got the cops called on them. Now the incident with the Airbnb, the woman felt like you didn't say hello to me, so that was a problem.
Yeah.
Sir, you didn't know about that part?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
But I'm rolling my eyes because I'm saying, so what that I don't say hello to you?
Yeah.
Well, she felt some kind of way by them not saying hello to her and felt like that meant that they were.
Was it her Airbnb? Was it her rental property?
No.
Okay, so why do I need to speak to you?
Right.
And then there was another woman. Did you see a lampoon on Jesus and Mary the other night?
Oh, the barbecue cop.
Yes. No, the charcoal cop.
Charcoal cop. Yeah.
Where apparently there was a woman who called the cops on some. You never saw who the people were.
Yeah. Well, they did pan. It was just the two black gentlemen with a table and the grill.
But the woman who was taping was with them, wasn't she?
I don't even think she was. Honestly, God, I don't even think she was with them. I think she was just a person that was observing. Yeah.
Right, but did you saw the whole video?
Yeah.
The way her mood kind of changed from like, she was like this big powerful thing.
And she starts
weeping in front of the cop.
I don't even know what that was
But
about.
you could tell that was like a little fake. Because when the cop asked her, well, what's the ordinance? She was like, well, he was right.
Yeah.
The tears kind of stopped. You saw the story.
Little bipolar.
And which one am I missing?
Waffle House.
Oh, Waffle House.
Yeah.
Well, the woman
okay, go ahead.
But the woman asked for a plastic fork.
Okay.
And got her ass beat.
Because I didn't realize that there are people who have issues with that, because when you go to places like that, you know that the utensils are constantly reused and reused, and they're not sanitized. So there's some people that will deliberately ask for plastic forks because they don't want to put, use forks that maybe not necessarily.
Right.
Even though,
you really do need to.
Well, but you want eating off a plate.
So my thing is, when you go to a restaurant, whether it is a 5-star or a corner star, trust me, you're going to get some kind of germ. You might as well pay and enjoy your meal.
I've worked in the service industry, so you behind the house,
pay it and enjoy your meal.
Okay, but
what was it with the did you see the young guy that looked like he was going to the prom? And that's
right, Nordstrom's.
Yeah, was that was?
Yes, that was one of the other days.
No, that was Nordstrom's.
He was buying
shopping
clothes
for prom.
Yeah.
No. This was, the kid was outside. I think it was the Waffle House, and the police had like pushed him up against the window, and then he kind of turned and kind of slammed him to the ground. It was like, and that was the whole jarring thing, because it was like he has on like one of those little wedding vests.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all dressed up.
That did happen.
Yeah.
That did happen.
And so I was like, but I could never understand what the basis was. Like when people were talking about it, and of course, you know, it was like, I'll never go to the Waffle House. I won't do that. And I said, okay, but what was the basis? Like what caused all of that? Because the video starts with the officer kind of pushing him up against the window. Mm-hmm. So I never knew what the beginning was, and that's what I was wondering.
Oh, I was unaware.
But where are we going with all this stuff?
Just why is this happening all of a sudden? Or has it always been happening, and it's just the advent of video that, you know,
I really do think that's what it is. I really do think
because them slamming that girl to the floor at the Waffle House because she asked for. First of all, the Waffle House is charging you for a plastic fork.
Right.
And then exposing her.
Yeah.
That was
it was She was degraded. She really was.
Yeah. I had a point, but.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to what was my point?
Well,
was that the point?
That was the point.
Oh, basically.
Why is this happening?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just think that.
And it's like the people aren't really like backing down. Like,
the more you see, it's like, because I think it is. It's open season on racists right now. Like
people are feeling more.
Yeah.
But I think that's
kind
of the issue that was going on in the White House with this whole comment about.
I think that is just. I just cannot imagine.
But
wait a minute, comment about
the John Kerry.
You're gonna die anyway, so what does it matter?
And so they're saying that, you know, the culture starts at the top.
I can't even say it right. The fish stinks from the head.
Yes. Amen.
And so it's coming from there, and because that is the culture that the president is kind of setting, and they went through a whole plethora of of stories this morning of how, you know, how he always says, I never apologize. Mm-hmm. And they had the recording of saying, well, you know, of him saying, I wouldn't apologize. I just try to make, if I've done something wrong, I just try to make it right, you know?
Yeah, but it almost seems like a circumstance where she was told not to apologize.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So because that is his belief.
Yeah.
That's what's being handed down.
Yeah.
And that's why the White House has not come out there. But she apologized to the daughter, to his daughter, you know, and she reached out to her. So she has done it on a personal level, but openly, you know.
And during that phone call, she did promise the daughter, Megan, from The View, that she was going to do it publicly, but for whatever reason.
But she has not, because they're not probably told her not to. And I believe that they are saying, do not do this.
But I just want to know, and I know sometimes, you know, I can put a little off-color humor, you know, into things. I want to know how that was a joke.
Well, because it was a joke. I mean, I really it's always truth in comedy. That's what makes it funny. Yeah, but I think that's what she was trying to be tongue-in-cheek. She was very much trying to be tongue-in-cheek. I mean, because look, McCain has made it public that he's not going to seek any further treatment or whatever, right? And so he is prepared. Yeah, and then I thought that was why the whole, like, some of why that he even came up as a reference was because in the media, there's been talk about his funeral preparations and who would speak at his funeral and who is invited.
Well, I mean, it is a terminal.
So, I mean, so it's like, I think she was trying to be tongue-in-cheek. It was just, in poor taste.
Okay, so I would hate to have to be tongue-in-cheek about one of her relatives.
Well, I mean,
say like a parent.
Yeah, because I don't think really because I have my own issues with Meghan McCain because she's so she's so like intense. Yeah. So I didn't necessarily feel sorry for her. I felt sorry for every service member and their families because that could have what happened to him could have potentially I mean in terms of what happened to him during the war could have happened to anybody as well as being stricken with brain cancer can happen to anybody, but for you to take something like that so lightly and make a joke about it
well
saying that
That's the culture.
Is just irrelevant.
But where I want to get back to is this thing about the not apologizing, because I'm really in a place and space where I'm digging the not apologizing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. I think people,
because an apology is just words.
It is just words. People don't ever mean it when they say, "I'm sorry." You said what you said. You said what you said.
True. Now, but what about the instance where I may have said it, but you know what? I do regret saying that.
Well,
and so I want you to
or,
understand that my regret. So I will apologize. Like I was sharing with you about my coworker. And one of the incidents started where she felt that I did something against her. And so I went to her because we were very close. And I told her, as solemnly as I could, and it's heartfelt, I really apologize. And I said, I would never do anything to intentionally hurt you.
Yeah.
And I said, I hope that you understand that I would never do anything that would intentionally, because I looked at her as if she were like my grandmother.
Yeah.
And because I would never do that to my grandmother, I would put the same thing onto her.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a flip, oh, okay, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you do have to apologize. It's okay to, because if you're trying to convey your sincere regret for doing something, or you wish that someone would not take what has taken place in a negative context, because it may, and I think
but that's sort of like the half-ass apology. Like, I'm sorry that what I said hurt you.
Right.
That don't mean I'm sorry, but I'm sorry what I said hurt you.
No. Because if that's the case, that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, but I'm saying that can be sort of like the half-ass. You don't really want to get the half-ass.
But that's if you take it that way. So what I'm saying is, I'm telling you, I apologize for doing X, Y, Z. If you choose to take it, well, maybe you apologize because I found out. No,
right.
That's on you.
Right.
But I'm apologizing
to
extend the emotion.
But besides that incident, are you a person that has had moments where you've regretted saying something?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
because it's crazy. I don't been thinking about that, and I don't think there's ever been a moment where I've regretted saying something.
Good. So that means before you open your mouth. In most cases, you really think it through.
I either think it or I mean it when I say it.
Okay.
Okay. But now, what about the point if you mean it? However, you realize after you say it the impact that it could have, or the impact that it had.
I would think that I would then be of the mindset, well, the impact can never be taken away. It's like you can't pull the car crash back.
See?
It's there.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm like 50-50.
Really?
I'll tell you, I had an incident with a student of mine, and she was coming at me. And so like I told you before, I went off and I called her all kinds of things from an ungodly realm.
Things that weren't pretty.
From the ungodly realm. I called her all kinds of demons and things like that, because that's what I was feeling that she was presenting to me at that moment. I felt that our spirits were at war because of what was taking place.
Wow.
But then I realized...
But were you giving back what you were getting, or were you adding to?
Well, I feel that my anger at that moment was escalating the situation. And so in order to de-escalate it, I had to apologize to her, because I had to remember, spirit fights spirit, flesh fights flesh. And my words were of flesh fighting her flesh, which is what I was not doing. I was fighting her spirit. And so then I apologized, because I knew that the words were hurting her flesh, hurting her.
For those of you at home, no, there's not a dog in here running in circles.
Aww.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But, that was like that whole... So I had to apologize, because I knew the impact of my words and what it would have on her beyond that situation.
Did it seem like it was affecting her at the time?
Oh, it did.
Yeah, she probably started crying.
It really did.
Yeah.
And I would never want I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me.
Well, I don't know when you coming at people, you gotta expect to get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you had to realize at the time that what you were giving for a reason, because you had that impact.
Yeah.
I'll say this. There are times when you can lose control. because I am a fairly controlled person, that was a moment that I lost control, and I really regretted losing control at that moment. So I know that I said things that I ordinarily would not say because I would never want to hurt somebody like that. So understanding the ramifications of those words. Well, even still, I try when people do things to me, I still try to be kind of reserved in my reaction. And that's why I say there's those few times where I just cannot, or I have not, and I've kind of just unleashed the thing with me. And you know, so it's exactly. But you know, and I think so. It's important to be able to apologize if you mean it. Don't give me words if you don't.
Yeah, but getting back to what this public situation is, everybody is crying for this because it's affecting people on so many different levels.
Absolutely,
it's affecting service people. It's affecting people who have.
Honest to God, really, what she said is affecting service people, really.
Well, no, I think it's affecting service people in the sense that he's been lumped into this category because of the comment that Trump had made about he don't like him because he got captured. I mean, I didn't even realize this until recently that he has had residual effects. Like on The View, his daughter said that when she was a child, he was never able to lift her over his head, and he still can't lift his arm up.
Right.
Like has never been able to, and he was in there for 5 years.
Yeah, that was a minute.
And and the true hero isn't that he could have left, but because of the rank that he was, he had to stay because there were people under him still there.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, so to not even like, I mean, to me, that's a definition of a hero.
Trump is a jerk, and nobody should be, nobody should put any weight of thought into anything coming out of Trump's mouth, honestly. Like, so,
I don't know. The fact that this woman, I mean, I don't want to put no juju on her, but, they've been flashing her picture all over the news. So,
they did?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her yet.
Yeah. I mean, she's a cute little blonde girl. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you not would have expected, something like that to come out of what visually is the picture of her.
And that's what I'm saying. I think she, again, was just trying to be funny. I
watch her back going to the store.
Well, I worked in an organization. I worked in an organization where that was a common saying when we talked about membership development and how do we get rid of some of the old ways of thinking and bring in new ideas.
Because people should die out.
That eventually that they are going to die out. Yes. That was honestly, and this was on a corporate level. Yes,
but
and I'm
were
not
you talking
exaggerating.
about someone who had a terminal illness that was
No.
And so I think
but you're talking about people that you don't actually know.
Well, no,
you're just talking about the numbers and lists.
Still, they're just are your customers and your consumers, and you should still never say that. In my view,
I don't understand that, but I mean, there's not you can't put a face to these people because you've never seen them.
No,
they're just names on a list.
Well, okay, fine, their names on a list.
Okay, so you've never actually seen them.
No.
Okay.
No, but all
not that makes the connection any different.
No, but my point is this: I'm just, again, I want to bring it back to my point about I don't care about apologies anymore. They mean nothing to me when people apologize. You didn't mean it. I really don't feel you mean it. I'm sorry, I don't feel you mean it. You meant to say what you said, and we just need to learn to live with that. And then I don't,
But what about what I said before about the apology that I am sorry that it hurts you? Okay. Not that I'm sorry for saying it, but I'm sorry that it hurts you.
I think that people need to, we're becoming too ultra sensitive. And people, you were hurt, then fine. You were hurt. I mean, sometimes people get hurt.
Yeah, but I guess for me, you just don't expect it at that level. Some comedian on some talk show or whatever, you can say something stupid or whatever, like the things they ripped about Michelle Wolf. But I mean, come on, this is the highest office in the land.
I think the point to all of that was it was said with the expectation that no one outside of
would have heard it.
Ever known.
And that's what I'm having a problem with.
I don't understand why they don't get the fact that maybe they leaking for a reason. They don't like you.
Yeah. But that ain't right though. That's not right. I have a problem. Yeah, I have a problem.
That's true.
That's not right.
However, I said I appreciate it because it lets us know what's actually going on.
Yeah.
There is no hiding in there anymore.
Yeah.
Like the the press people say that they go to the press room, we only get what they give us.
Yeah.
But thank you for the leaks because it lets us know what's really
going
said,
on. Right.
what's really going on behind these doors.
Yeah.
And apparently, they were for a time, because I saw on CNN today, where they were taking people's cell phones. Like you could keep your government issue cell phone,
they're still doing that.
But
so
your
now
cell
they have a wand.
What do you mean?
There's a screening device. So they said that people are walking through the halls and where it can detect devices that are non.
Government,
but
whatever.
apparently that had gotten somewhat lax, and there were people still carrying around their own cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't necessarily see how that makes a leak a change, because if you can tell me something. I don't
that's true.
need the phone.
And honestly, I believe that is what happens, that they just go back and talk. Yeah. I don't even think nobody's texting anything or taking any secret recordings or anything like that. Right. I mean, they just go back and you know what they had the nerve saying in this meeting today. I mean, I really think that that's exactly what happened. It was just that simple. Exactly. And but
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sure you're a blonde.
They didn't even.
I'm sure you're a blonde.
Not the other word.
Yeah. I don't care about your apologies anymore. I don't think anybody needs to apologize. And
it's the fact that it goes that much. The fact that you let it go for so long, and it's almost as if she's been told not to.
6 days now.
Yeah. He's not going to, because you know what? It wasn't as though she lied. Mm-hmm. He's gonna die.
Yeah, but like she said. But I thought the daughter, and again, I have my issues with her, but she was very eloquent when she came to the show. I agree. And she said, "Well, to be honest with you, we're all gonna die."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you gotta just deal with that.
Again, the I guess where the hurtful part of it is that he has a terminal disease. So it's not like he's
I think 7 children. And
it's not like
that's what his woman said. That's what his wife
he's
said.
just gonna, he'll die in like 10 years. Right. He's in the midst of that process of
getting on with
doing
the next,
it now.
Transitioning. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But that's the problem we have in the White House right now.
Again, getting back to you, I'm sorry to keep using this as a reference. But Joy made this comment that, how did she say it? That timing plus tragedy equals comedy.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you guys ever heard the joke, well, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Right.
Because again, that was 1912.
Right.
But would you crack a 9/11 joke? No.
Yeah, but I think some things are.
Would you crack a park line joke? No.
Some things are just too sensitive, and too tragic to make light of.
Yeah.
And so.
But at the same time, but like she said, again, it's the individual cases, but an extended period of time can make you give it more of an opportunity to make light of it.
Maybe.
And I think the Lincoln joke kind of like goes, because by now he would have been dead anyway.
Right. Okay, so now my thing, if I kind of put that scenario onto what the staffer said, it wasn't even necessary to say, because we all know that he's going to die. So was it necessary?
I just want to know what the context was before that made that a joke.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part too.
That I think, were they talking about voting or something?
Yeah, him voting on the
something
CIA
that they wanted.
Director.
Right.
So she's like, well, we don't have to worry about him.
And he'll probably be dead by the time the election. Okay.
And so, see, that's why I thought it was incredibly
She heartless. She heartless.
Google her. Kelly something.
That ain't Kelly, man.
No.
Oh, okay.